Fertility refers to reproduction and consequently to the birth of a population. So today's lesson is all about population control.
Remember to follow me on Instagram at savvyshay_tt. Subscribe, comment, and like.
Hello everyone and welcome. I'm Shay. Fertility behavior is an outcome of a number of factors: social, cultural, and economic. These influences are in turn influenced by the fertility behavior of a population. One such factor is the increasingly early age at which females begin their reproductive cycle, which has led to an increased length to their reproductive years. An examination of these factors, together with factors such as religion and family structure, can help in understanding fertility behavior. You may have heard the term used, population density, before, but what does it mean? It may be defined as the number of people per land space. The key to understanding overpopulation is not population density, but the number of people in an area relative to its resources and the capacity of the environment to sustain human activities, that is, to the area's carrying capacity. In short, if its current human occupants are clearly degrading the long-term carrying capacity of an area, that area is overpopulated. It is generally agreed that overpopulation exists if the activities of the current population are depleting the capacity of the environment to provide for the future. Cities tend to have a high population density, while in most rural areas, the population density is low. There are instances, however, in which high population density in the rural areas have caused people to migrate to the cities. High population density with little or no industrialization often leads to the following conditions. 1. Insufficient housing. 2. Lack of privacy. 3. Verming and disease. 4. Threat to health. 5. High rate of criminality. And 6. Lowering of the standard of living. Oh no! The following are some means of contraception, which is often referred to as family planning methods. We have established that individuals make up families and that family make up a community and society. Population refers to the number of persons living in a given area or society at a given time. If population is to be controlled, the control must then begin at families. Families must space out their children by employing some means of contraception or by abstaining from sexual intercourse. The following are some means of contraception often offered to families as family planning methods. The pill prevents egg releases from women's ovaries, makes cervical mucus thicker, and changes lining of uterus. Some side effects are nausea, weight gain, headaches, missed periods, darkened skin on the face, blood clots. But some advantages are it's convenient, it's extremely effective, does not interfere with sex, and may diminish menstrual pain. Next, intrauterine device or an IUD is inserted into the uterus. The copper base is filled with hormones which release on a daily basis. The hormone alters the mucus lining of the uterus, which immobilizes the sperm. The hormone also prevents implantation along the uterine wall. Some side effects are cramps, bleeding or spotting, infections of the uterus. But advantages are it's effective, always there when needed, and is usually not felt by either partner. Moving along to the diaphragm or jelly, which fits inside the vagina, the rubber cup forms a barrier between the uterus and the sperm. The jelly or cream kills the sperm. Some side effects are women find that the jelly or cream irritates the vagina, but the advantage of it is effective and safe. Then we have the condom, which prevents sperm from getting inside a woman's vagina during intercourse. Some side effects are rarely some women are allergic to the rubber and the vagina may become irritated. Some advantages are it is effective, safe, and can protect against sexually transmitted diseases such as HIV/AIDS. Then we have the periodic abstinence, which is techniques for maintaining chart or basal body temperature, checking vaginal secretions, and keeping calendar of menstrual periods, all of which can help predict when a woman is most likely to release an egg. The side effects are no complications. Advantages: it's safe, effective if followed carefully. It teaches women about their menstrual cycle. Sterilization is not for the beginning couple who want to have children. Sterilization for the male is known as vasectomy. For the female is known as tubal ligation or female sterilization. If a couple chooses sterilization of the man or of the woman as their method of contraception, they must be sure that they do not want to have any more children. The birth of a baby invariably brings joy to parents, relatives, and friends. However, this joy could be short-lived if too many babies are born in families, when the realities of child rearing are taken into account. Generally, large families make large communities of people. These in turn make large nations. Teenagers are advised to make decisions whereby childbearing and child rearing will be activities for the future and not for the present time. While teenage boys and girls have the right to make their decisions, it would be wise for them to wait until they are able emotionally and economically to cope with parenting. High incidence of teenage pregnancy does offer a threat to the quality of life of a people, especially those of developing nations. Oh no! Let us examine a few ways where population can affect a country. High fertility rates. High fertility rates means more children being born. This is highly correlated with poverty, high mortality rates, and low status and educational levels of women. Falling fertility rates are generally associated with less children and improved standard of living. Immigration, emigration, and the general movement of people. When people leave a country, there are less people in that country. If these people are professionals, then there is a brain drain left behind in that country. Birth rate and death rate. The number of births far outweighs the number of deaths. This increases the population and puts added demands on resources available. Food production from both land and sea has declined relative to population growth. The availability of water is already a big problem in the Caribbean. Family planning. When families do not space their children, there is an increase in the number of children with a resultant increase in population and its associated problems. Cultural influences. In some countries, there is great value placed on large families. The ability of women to control reproduction and the status and rights of women within families and within societies are other significant factors affecting family size. Population have a direct relationship with resources. When the resources of a country are in adequate demand to meet its country's needs, the question of overpopulation hardly arises. Increased population creates pressure for space, resulting in lands being cleared for residential, agricultural, commercial, tourism, and industrial purposes. This often results in deforestation, a common problem of some islands. Population growth would increase the pressure on the economy to provide employment, and if new jobs are not created at a pace consistent with the growth rate of a population, there will be more pressure on the existing social services, and consequently, the social ills of crime and delinquency may increase. Inability to provide proper educational services would mean lack of inadequate skills on the part of the labor force. This might result in lower productivity or the use of inappropriately applied production technologies. Communities tend to be overcrowded. This congestion facilitates the rapid spread of diseases, resulting in an unhealthy population. Thank you so very much for watching. We have come to the end of the lesson for today. And do remember, every day you learn, you grow. So keep learning and you'll keep growing. Bye for now.